Hello and welcome to the Marine Channel, and today I'm going to take you on board this, which is a Swift Trawler 54. Now we've featured the 48 on the channel before. We'll put a link into that one so you can look that one up later on. This is the big brother. We like the 48 very much, and we've had a little look around this 54 and we like this one even more, so we think you're going to enjoy this one. It's a pretty busy boat today, I've got to say. We might have to work around some other visitors on board, but we'll do that. We'll make sure we'll give you access to all areas. We'll start down at the bathing platform end, of course, and tell you a little bit more about this one. So, high-low platform. You can see there when the platform lowers down, these will reveal themselves as steps. 400 kilo weight limit on it. And then if we look at this sort of glazed area here along the transom, then that actually lifts up at the press of a button, as we'll see now, to reveal, in the case of this boat, a huge lazarette, but that can be specified as a crew cabin. So if you want some additional accommodation, you can have that accommodation in there, but very, very useful anyway as a massive lazarette. And if we look up to the flybridge area, we can also see the crane, the arm of the crane. So that one will swing out, and then anything that you've got down in this lazarette, any kind of water toys or bits and pieces, sea bobs, can be winched out of there and then put onto the bathing platform. All good. There's a little hidden passerelle space under that step there as well. And then if we step on board, I'll just point this out because you may not be able to see them. This is actually a glazed kind of winglet that closes over on both sides, and it means that the area that we're stood in doesn't get all that sort of breeze and wind coming down through. Now the other thing you'll notice is up here there are zips that go all the way around, so this whole area can be enclosed with canopies, and depending on where you are in the world, that means you can either stay in here nice and warm on a cold day, or chill this area out with air conditioning and make it a little bit cooler. So there we go. So because this part lifts up, no fixed furniture there. You can obviously put movable furniture there. This part though is fixed, so you've got sort of lounging area there, and of course when we go up on the flybridge you'll see a lot more space there as well. Engine access is in through here. Okay, so we've come down this ladder and we're into the access to the engine bay, engine room, which is through this doorway. So these are our Cummins 550s on shafts. Nice installation. A generator up there, air conditioning. Standard on this boat as well is stabilisers. Unusual to have it as standard. Nice thing to have a standard, because that is an expensive option. And then if we look back through this watertight door, this is that area that can either be a lazarette or it can be our crew cabin. So you can see when it's closed down, room there to put your bed and a loo and bits and pieces, should you wish to have a bit of crew helping you out. And there's a massive storage area here as well. So that's the exhaust going there, but you can see on the floor all the covers and so forth. So always useful to have space to put things. Very good. Just talking about engines as well, just talk about this wing station here, because although this boat's on shafts, we've got this Cummins joystick control, so you can manoeuvre this boat very, very easily. This boat's also got bow and stern thrusters, variable power, so very, very easy boat to manage. And that's one of three helm positions, if you like, one inside and one up on the flybridge as well. We've also got an electric winch there for drawing us in, and you can see we've also got side access gates both on the starboard and the port side. Very good. We'll make our way up to the bow area. Just want to talk a little bit about prices at this stage. This boat is about £1 million plus VAT. This particular one, which is specified with quite a few owner options, is 1.8 million, but I think represents good value. Now, I've paused here because two things I want to point out. Down here, we've got this little catch. Didn't know what it was, opened it up, looked inside. It's a big space. Why? Well, because the other side of that, if you look up, is straight into the galley. That is your bin. That's your big kitchen bin. So if you've loaded your bin bag up and you've got things that are leaking, or you just don't want to walk it all the way through the saloon, you can access it here, and then you can walk it back along the side of the boat straight down to the dock. I think that is a brilliant idea. Not seen it on anything else. And the second thing to point out is that we've got our access here to the galley. Okay, I won't spoil it, we'll go and look at that properly in a minute, but always useful to have that access there. So let's make our way up onto the bow. Nice lounging area here. All that anchor handling gear, of course, chain lockers and so forth. But a particularly nice area for chilling out. There's storage under both these sides, and obviously that table will flop out, and then we can adjust the backrests. But that gives you an idea of the view up. And it's probably worth mentioning at this point in time how Swift has Beneteau Swift has really evolved the trawler kind of look and feel. When they first came out, I mean, I've always had a soft spot for trawlers. They always look kind of robust and safe and, you know, easy to move around, but they did kind of have a little bit of the kind of utilitarian feel. They didn't feel luxury, they felt purposeful, which I liked. But this one really moves that game on, and it kind of combines all the best bits of a trawler yacht with all the best bits of a kind of a luxury yacht. So I think this has got really broad appeal. Now we'll step into the saloon area, and we've got this big U shape here. Lovely glazing all the way around, and we've still got those sort of nods, if you like, to trawler yachts. So we've got handrails to move around safely inside. Swing around here to the starboard side, and we've got a large run of cupboards. We've got our wine cooler there, and we've got our beer fridge here. Very accessible for saloon and rear cockpit. And then obviously our high-low TV, which when it's out the way really opens this up in terms of the glazing. So if you only saw this part of the boat, you'd be forgiven for thinking it's probably kind of a luxury flybridge design. Let's move up 2 little steps into the galley area. Again, this works really well. So there's the door that we mentioned. So we've got access straight out. And then we've got our full kitchen with our melee. And then we've got two little bins here. Yeah. But the big bin that I've become unnaturally excited about is there. So you can see you can put your stuff straight in there, straight into the bin bag, and it's straight out of the boat. Big sink, big lid, and this is nice. So this is glazed, so you've got a bit of separation there from smells and all that, but you're still very much connected with the saloon area. And then swing around here, we've got an induction hob, and then we've got domestic size appliances, so fridge at the top and then freezer down below. So very workable galley space, that's for sure. Okay, so we'll move forward again, and we've got another area. So this is our this could be our dining area if we're not outside or we're not upstairs on the flybridge, but a really nice seating area, easily takes 6 people. This big table will fold out, and then our helm position, kind of central, good visibility. This seat at the moment, obviously up very high, it is an electric ram, so that can be dropped right down, and I guess you can then sort of spin it around and it can become involved with the dining area. Plenty of headroom, lots of glazing, bit of ventilation there as well. And we've also got access out from here as well, which is all good. Now we have a choice. We can go upstairs or we can go downstairs. I think we'll go downstairs while it's quiet. So it's a 3 cabin layout, nice wide staircase. If we go forward first of all, this is our VIP. So very quiet, very serene, nice glazing and nice detailing as well. So again, we've got these sort of more luxurious sort of fit and finish on this than we've seen, if you like, in the early days of trawler yachts. And then we've got a little area there for makeup or workstation if you've got your laptop with you. And then through here into our shower room with our sink. And then if we just turn around the corner here, we've got our loo there as well. So this is our heads for the VIP, but it also acts as day heads. So if we just step out of here, back down into the corridor, excuse me, and we can see there's the door straight through. But really good standing room here. Another little porthole up there. Must be about 2.5 meters in there. Super high. Okay, then we'll face this way. In on our port side, we've got a twin. I've always admired the layout of these as bunks because it gives you a lot more headroom here, and it also means it's quite sociable. So you can be up there and you can be chatting to your buddy down here, or the kids can be talking to one another. Also means getting into bed is pretty easy, and that's a decent size. Got loads of storage down here as well, all nicely illuminated. So hanging locker and some shelves. And then I think these are really cool, these 3 portholes. Nice, nice, nice. And then there's a bit of storage down here as well. So everything is taken care of. And then you can go up these steps and you can go into that day heads, yeah? So you've got access, if you like, almost sort of en suite from here, and the VIP, and there's the day heads. Back out into the corridor, directly opposite us, we've got a bit more storage there. Oh, and then down here, we've got our washing machine. And now, the best till last, in terms of accommodation, we've got a full beam master. So this is something that you wouldn't have seen on trawler yachts of yesteryear. And this is really kind of inspired by what owners like in kind of flybridge configurations. Works really, really well here. So again, we've got another kind of little workstation area over there. Good headroom, even when I go up a step here, I'm still not touching the roof. And then we've got our run of lockers and storage. And the other thing that this bed does, described as being like an ottoman, that this bed can lift up, and it's on rams. So I'm doing that one-handed. Very, very useful. If you're coming on board with suitcases and bags and you've unpacked, you've then got those to put somewhere, this is the ideal place. So again, one of those things that, brilliant idea, should really be on every boat, but it isn't. So when you see it done well, you admire it. And then here's our ensuite, which is lovely. Rainfall shower in there. Nice porcelain bowl. Nice loo. It feels very quiet down here as well. You feel kind of well away from the rest of the boat. Okay. So we're going to make our way upstairs in a moment, and I'll show you access to the flybridge. It's from an internal staircase, and it works really well. Okay, we're going to work around a few other guests that are on board, so I'll see you in a moment. So as we make our way back up from below decks up to, if you like, saloon level. So this is where our helm station is, and then we've got our steps up, our internal steps up onto the flybridge. And these are rather nice. This hatch is nice and wide, the steps are gentle, good handrails, and a rather nice area awaits you. So we'll go aft a minute. So big area here, you can have, well, you've got your crane here, we spoke about that earlier, so you can have toys and bits and pieces here that you need to crane down to the bathing platform should you wish. And then you've got this kind of kitchen area. So standard is the sink, and then you can specify what goes with that. So this one's got a Kenyan grill, if I can remember how to do it, that's it. And then beneath that you can have a range of ice maker, fridge, storage, all those bits and pieces as you like. And then around here we've got our lounging area. So seating there, I'd say for at least 6 people, probably a little bit more. This table obviously will fold out, and then above us we've got this T-top. So the T-top is an option. This particular one's got this T-top, and it has the folding fabric panel, so that one pulls right the way back and really opens it up. You could have this area without anything, but again, this is quite a popular option. And then just step up half a step, we got this sort of chaise set up here, and then our helm position, our third helm position. And we've got 3 Raymarine screens here because 2's never enough. And it's actually you feel quite well forward here. So in terms of handling, you're kind of right in the middle of the boat. You're not sort of peering too far. So I'd imagine quite a nice boat to handle. And again, the flybridge goes pretty much to the back apart from your bathing platform. So again, you've got a good idea of manoeuvrability. There's that joystick control we said before. Very nice. So there you go. What do you reckon? Pretty impressive, right? If you've never been a fan of trawler yachts, maybe this one will change your mind. If you have been a fan of trawler yachts, then you're probably going to love this one because it kind of takes it to another level. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the tour. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, all that kind of good stuff. But most importantly for us at the Marine Channel, please keep coming back for more, because that's why we enjoy doing it. That's why we enjoy doing it. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.